Welcome to the Misfit One Lifestyles with Elizabeth Colin. She will awaken and connect with your Misfit One. Are you tired of the ups and downs in your life? Are you ready to live a healthy lifestyle once and for all? We are talking about all aspects of your life. Being fit is not just physical, it's also your mind and soul. Learn how to take steps in your life to move towards your goals. Elizabeth's goal is for everyone listening to the sound of her voice to get fit. Let's get focused, let's get intentional, and let's transform. Now here's your host, Elizabeth Colin.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Misfit One Lifestyles with your host, Elizabeth Colin, also known as Misfit One. And you know what I do. What I do is what you love, right? And today's guest is somebody we all love from all the stuff he's done. Pooch Hall, how you doing, man?
How you doing, Ms. Colin? I appreciate it. I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. Please forgive my black eye. I would like to say that I am filming a project right now where, I'm actually getting ready for Creed 4. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, put it out there. Put it out. Yeah, listen,
shout out to Michael B. and Jonathan and Tessa. Three great people who I know very well, and I'm super happy for their success.
Yes, and you would fit right in because let me tell you, women, if y'all haven't already saw it, be prepared because my mouth was hung open the whole time. And my husband kept looking at me and I was trying to get it together but I couldn't. The whole time. And so you fit right in, Pooch.
Yeah, I used to fight. I'm a real fighter, amateur fighter, 23-0 as an amateur fighter. So yeah, your boy throws those things for real.
Listen.
I'm an actor now and very fortunate to have played, Muhammad Ali in my career on the film Chuck with opposite Leah Schreiber, which is out there. Video. I'm not sure what streaming service it's on, but yeah, I'm not sure.
We'll find it for you. It's called Chuck.
It's called Chuck, where I played Muhammad Ali, and then my character Daryl Donovan, Ray Donovan. I was a boxer as well, and it's just one of those things that I'm very fortunate to be a part of my arsenal because I love staying fit out and coming into a national legacy. Like I worked out every time I wasn't working, I was working. It just helps you with even you have fit in your nickname, the Fit One.
That's right. That's right, baby, Miss Fit One. What's so funny is your sound is going in and out. Can y'all hear that as well? Taylor, Vanessa. So look, talk to us again, because y'all.
Mic check, can you hear me?
It is
you going
out in and out
a little bit.
Do you have
earphones?
You rather have me be on earbuds?
Let's try that.
Okay.
Do you have some?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to miss no words, ladies. Look, I'm sitting back sipping my tea.
We understand.
And I want to make sure when it gets to the producers, they can get it without me. We don't have to do a read. Because if the sound is the most important part of it.
Also, Elizabeth, while he's doing that, I put the Encore earrings in the chat if you want to read from that when you close out, if you want to. So it's right in front of your face.
Thank you. I love stuff that's right there that I can read, Hunte. Let's see.
Hello, is this better? Is it still going in and out?
Nope, you're fine.
No, better.
Much better.
Yeah. Yes,
Better?
yes. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. And we're gonna just pick up from where we were talking about your boxing, how you played Daryl on Donovan.
Hmm.
Um, and what's great about that is, Pooch, I too am a boxer.
Okay.
So
Okay. You throw
listen,
those
I'm
things?
just
You throw
saying,
those things? You throw
oh,
those things?
Hunte, listen, don't let the smooth taste fool you. Little mama gets into it. That's what it said. We laugh so hard when we look at these roles, and that is exactly why I had to go see the movie, right? Because it was all about things I love. And another movie that I love is A Nashville Legacy.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Man, this was an awesome film. For people who have not seen it, it's on Hallmark, the Mahogany Movies and Mysteries, and it's one of the most anticipated movies out there right now on, like, I know a lot of people who are always on Hallmark because they always have the Christmas songs and the love stories and all this, but this is one that really, really I could totally relate to, and it opened my eyes to so many things. How was it for you on film?
Thank you for asking, Elizabeth. And again, thank you so very much for having me on your show. And huge shout out to Hallmark and the Mahogany brand for this film. The thing about Hallmark, I don't think, is said enough, is they have a card for every emotion, every feeling, every moment. And I'm really super appreciative of the fact that we have a culture-based, department within Hallmark with the Mahogany brand to help our voices and language get heard and to where we feel we're seen and appreciated, to where we're trying to find the right moment and the right words to find for, whatever the occasion. So huge shout out to Hallmark. I'm so grateful to be a part of their family. And with a Nashville Legacy, I think that with this film, we have a girl played by, Naima, played by Andrea Lewis, who's super talented, super funny.
Yeah.
And we formed this bond. And the one thing I loved about the movie myself is the diversity within Nashville, within country music. And I thought that was different. And it's not something that I've ever played before. And doing the research and everything, I was like, wow, I didn't know this many Black people were into country music, or there's Black cowboys and Black cowgirls. And, I think girls wearing cowboy hats are sexy anyway,
Thank
but it
you
was
for all of us out there. Thank you. Now, y'all, don't be walking around here, everybody with cowboy hats on. Don't be faking now. Don't fake.
So I'm just happy to be a part of it, to where we got to see something that's talked about, from what I have heard and been told within the music industry, that happens where you have big producers. My dad, played by Stan Shaw in the film, he did something where he took somebody's voice, somebody's song, and then he profited off of it. And the people who did the song didn't get the credit. So I got to be a part of somebody who was passionate to right that wrong, which is played by, Andrew Lewis, Naima. And she wanted to get her family the due credit for a song that they sang, that my father and my family profited off of. So it was really, really cool.
What it did for me was to, like you said, highlight, because every time I think of Nashville, I think of country music.
Sure.
Right. And I'm a country music fan. If you get in my car, it's country music. I always have country music on. But it gave me such a different view of Nashville, because it has all types of music that started there.
Right.
And you guys actually film in the National Black Museum, right?
Yep. We filmed in the museum of just all the, you get to see our history, the lineage of, music from where it began, some of the old greats to people today, where our sound plays and kind of evolved into just what we have for R&B today.
Yeah.
We have jazz, classical, even some rock, hip hop. I'm very fortunate to get to experience that because I didn't know, and so I got educated, doing the research based off of, you know, Barry Gordy, Quincy Jones, because my father is a fictitious Quincy Jones type character. Not saying that Quincy did anything shady, but my dad on the
Right.
show, played by Stan Shaw, he did something where it was like, Dad, you did the people wrong.
Right.
So
And you looking me dead in the eyes.
yeah. So being his son and eventually becoming, a producer in his own right, where it's like, hey, I want to take on a sound that I don't think has been capitalized in our culture, and that's something that my character played. I played Damien, and I'm trying to get my father to believe in me on the sound that I found, that I feel that there's going to be some success in it. And when you have a guy like my father who has this reputation within the music industry of being this mogul giant, if anyone can help me launch this, it's him. But he doesn't quite believe in me because he might be from the old school, but I have that talent of, hey, Dad, there's something different here. I just need you to hear it. And country was something that I like I said, I wasn't really sure. I mean, Little Nas X is probably the only thing I thought was country.
No, you
with
did
Old
not.
Town
No,
Road.
you did not.
Nah.
It's like that's country to me. You heard that song? I know that song. Yeah. But what's so funny about it is the chemistry that you and Naomi has on the screen. Wow. Electric. Like I believed it. Like it's so funny because I watched her grow up from Degrassi, because my daughter was hooked. I watched you grow up from the game. And it's like, who introduced the two of y'all? Like, who did that? Right? And it was so cute because your chemistry is something that couldn't be purchased. You know what I'm saying? It was real. We felt it. We were happy with you guys. Like, okay, I see where this is going. And I love the fact that you stood up to your father, like you said before. It was something that was done wrong.
Yeah.
And you guys have to see it because it's one of those that we've heard about, an incident that we've always heard about in the music industry. Somebody stole my track. You remember, you probably got somebody in your family that said, that's my song. I was singing that song before it got big, right? And for you to actually play the person that looked the big company in the eye was really good to see. Now, was it really hard for you to be in that spot?
Well, going back to the first part of the question, when Andrea and myself met, because sometimes you never know how it's going to go on a set between actors, whether they get along. I mean, we've heard the stories where the chemistry can be explosive, but they didn't get along, or the chemistry was explosive and now they're dating, or the chemistry was explosive and they're both, they come from good, professional backgrounds and they just made it work. And Andrea, I can't say enough about her spirit and her warmth and her giving as an actor. And you play off of that. So when you feel, when you're comfortable and you feel supported by your co-star, it allows you to feel to feel more relaxed to where you can try things. And then, you know, you just ask questions of, or could we try it a different way? Or do you have any thoughts? And I'm giving in that way based off of the history that I came from, especially the years that I worked on the game with all with Tia and, you know, Hosea, everyone, Brittany, Kobe, Wendy Raquel Robinson. I can't speak enough about them. And then going over to Ray Donovan and working with, like, you know, Oscar award-winning John Voight, you know, Leah Schreiber, and the Oscar award-winning writers, you know, I upped my game. And then you come to Hallmark, Nashville Legacy, a more polished actor, and also understanding of what do I need to do or to help the scene to where I can be at her disposal as an actor, and she can use me as a vessel, and so forth and so on. So we have that trust, and I think that's part of the chemistry. And you know, we like to have fun. There's nothing wrong with laughing. It's some of the best. Laughter is like the best medicine.
I say it all.
Oh, it's so good. But also when you see a heavyweight like Stan Shaw, who I'm a super huge fan of, you know, it was so fun. I found out, speaking of Rocky, I know we talked about, you know, Creed and the Rocky legacy earlier in the interview. Stan Shaw was in the first Rocky, but he was in the footage that got deleted. Yeah, got edited out of the movie. And he has the original footage on a reel in the safe with him and, you know, Sylvester Stallone and the directors and all this. And he and Sylvester Stallone are friends. He was in Daylight with Sylvester Stallone. He played not the bus driver. He played a police officer, I believe, when they got trapped in the tunnel. But he and Sylvester Stallone are friends, and working with Stan Shaw and the legacy that he has as an actor. I mean, we're talking Harlem Nights, the list goes on, and him welcoming me, but also giving me what I need to, as an actor, to challenge him and say, hey, Dad, what was going on here? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of shady, Dad, you know? And we had, for me, that was probably one of my best scenes that I had with him when I actually confronted him. And I would have liked to have done more with him, based off of he's just so good. He's just so good.
He is a legend, that's for sure.
He was really good. So to be able to stand up to your father, it takes, and a father like who he played in the movie, being this, you know, like I said, fictitious Quincy Jones character, where he built this empire, and he's well known, he's famous. I'm you know, the son of a famous producer, but the way I approached it was, he's dad to me. You see what I'm saying? He's still my father. You see what I'm saying? And so as children, no matter whether you're a child or whether you're a parent, there is that, you know, he's still my father no matter what it is that he does. You know what I mean? And I'm going to go to him as a son who wants to, you know, either confide in him, you know, confront him, ask him advice, you know, let him know how I feel. And, you know, like I said, I feel with a Nashville legacy, there's nowhere given the topic of the mystery part of him doing some shady business as far as the song, there's places that we didn't even really go that we still can. And I hope, because it was so funny, because people sometimes will joke and say, man, you guys can do a sequel, or I see this as a series.
A sequel, yeah.
And what I mean by that is the ripple effect of what it is that he did. So when you really look at what he did and the lives, which I mentioned in the movie, I go, there's a lot of people's lives that are going to be affected by what it is that you're trying to do. This is me talking to Naima. And she's like, yeah, I understand that, but we're talking about my family too. So when you think about it, and it being to where he took credit for these other people's songs, and he built this empire, there's going to be other people who are going to be like, hey, I want my due too. So
I want my cut too. Right.
Yeah, it can open up a whole can of worms. And not to mention, you can even, this is me as a producer and a writer. So you can even say,
look, we
what
see
else
what you're
did you
doing
do?
out here,
It's like, what else did you do, Stan Shaw? Well, what else did you do, Dad? Who else did you mess over or do wrong by, to where someone else is coming out, you know? So I approached him as my father, knowing who he was, and then as far as, you know, Naima's character, it was someone who I was attracted to that I wanted to begin a relationship with, but I knew that I was caught in the middle between these two people who I have feelings for. So,
well, did that help you talk to your dad a little bit more though? Because you was kind of, you know, smitten with her. Did that give you a little extra courage? Tell the truth, Booch.
Well, no. Well, here's what happens. It does. And in my character, you know, because I play a lot of good guys. I feel that me wanting to do the right thing, like my character Damien, I just wanted to clear the air because I'm sure that there's a logical explanation, but low key, I'm kind of like, I think you're making a mistake, or it's not what it is what you think it is. It's something else.
Oh,
and then me approaching my dad, and he's like, I don't worry about that, son. That's nothing. I kind of want to hold on to that, but then low key, I'm kind of like, nah, my instincts is telling me it's something else. So when we talked to Roz in the diner and she let us know what had happened, it's like, now we have come clean, because I don't want to go down the same path as my father when I start my business and all that, and me wanting to, you know, launch this artist. So I kind of want to I want to approach it with a clean slate. So
I love
you know,
and a great way to see that is I want to make sure everybody get a chance to watch it, because, you know, Pooch already talking about all the sequels coming out. You got to make sure you watch the first one, and it's on HallmarkMoviesAndMysteries.com, and you can just go on there and get the show times and all that, and you can get a 3-day window for premiere. So sign in through your eligible carrier, TV provider. Make sure you watch it, because, you know, I love how Pooch is saying how he approached the character of his father, because he kind of is the untouchable, right?
Yeah.
He is that untouchable feeling like, who gonna check me, boo?
Right.
You know?
He's I mean, yeah, I mean, when you think about those big producers, they're, you know, they're larger than life, because we know how deep the music industry goes. And when you're talking about someone as famous as, you know, my father's character, you know, my father, you know, Stan Shaw's character in the movie, you know, it's something that people want to know what goes on behind the scenes. What did it take to make this song? What did it take? What was it about this song that made it so famous? Or what did you hear, or what did you see that you knew was going to be successful? And those producers, you know, Pharrell, like Diddy, Timbaland, like Jermaine Dupri, they have a gift of, it's something that God had blessed them with, to where they make these hits and so forth and so on. And so my father is my father, but I also know what it is that he can do. That's why I said, hey, Dad, I would like you to listen to this, you know, as opposed to, I'm just going to go do my thing regardless, you know. I would have liked to seen a little more, me personally, I would have liked to seen a little more of our backstory as to why he didn't confide in me like I would like, other than just me working at the radio station, because you know, I feel with some parents being so busy, they always want to know what their kids are doing for the most part, you know. Hey, so what are you working on? That's kind of how I see it, because I have kids. So I think that me working, my character working at the studio, I just wanted my shot, and I wanted him to believe in me, and I wish that we were able to go into why I felt he didn't, and I needed to prove myself.
Yeah, that's a very good point, because you want to see him more as a human and not as
Yeah,
this um legend, right? Like
yeah,
everybody else see him. And to say that, that speaks volumes from somebody who is the child of, right?
right.
The child of this big person. They don't usually get to see that side, that we want to see all the time as well. That human side. You want to see him crying. You want to see him, it's okay, and fussing and saying, listen, you did well. And of course you were seeking his approval,
Mm-hmm.
because that's your daddy and he's a
Right,
hit maker. And if
right.
your hit maker dad says something on it, that takes it out the park right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when you say, those things about him and relating it to you as a father, how old are your kids?
My oldest is 23, and then my second is 16, my third is 14, and my little guy is 7.
Oh, how cute. You got
Yeah.
4 kids. That
Mm-hmm.
is
Thank
adorable.
you. Thank you.
Adorable. So my baby is 23, right?
Okay.
And she said to say, hey, with your fine self. I'm doing it, Alessandra. And I said, I am not saying that. And she's like, Mama, please, Mama, please. So
Thank you. It's it's
now,
it's it's crazy to me because like my daughter will introduce me to her friends and they're like, "Oh my God, like you're Derwin," and I'm like, "You're Derwin's your dad." Like it's crazy. So,
yes,
so
that is
my
so funny. She
yeah.
she would she texts me, this child always busy. She busy. She traveling all the world. She doing things. But she straight texts me at 3. Tell him, seriously, you can't check on your mama no other time. But I'm gonna use it because I'm gonna
What's her
hold this
name? What's your
over.
daughter's name?
Alessandra.
Alessandra. Thank you for the love, Alessandra, and being a fan. I appreciate it. Make sure you call your mama more than one time a day.
Thank you, babe. Thank you. That's why I did that. But
Hmm.
listen, knowing that you have been in this industry for a while, like you
Hmm.
have played several parts, great roles, always the good guy, always the hardworking man. How do you take care of yourself? You on the Misfit One platform, so we're
Hmm.
gonna talk about fit. And for me, fit is focus plus intentional
Right.
equals transforming, and that is what you spoke on it earlier about how you played on the game and you learned
Hmm.
from that. Then you went to playing the boxer and you learned from there, and then you here on homework and you learned. You took something that you were focused on and you moved with intention to transform all of this, like all of this. So how do you take care of you?
That's a great question, Elizabeth. And I think this goes out to everyone because we do know how hard it is to find the balance. Um, and shout out to everyone out there who's struggling. It's tough out there right now in the world, and we're hearing a whole bunch of tragedies. And part of being able to go through life, in my opinion, is that self care, taking that time out for yourself.
Yes.
And because, you know, you can change a person's day just by saying, "Hey, have a great day. You look great today," or, you know, you know, and hey, I giving someone a compliment or holding the door for them, and not because I feel if you're at peace with yourself, it helps your mindset based off of what you give off. And so I do a lot of hot yoga. I go to Hot 8 out here in California. And when I'm on the road, I try to find hot yoga spots because the yoga, as far as the breathing, the the heat to sweat out those toxins and to get in tune with yourself mentally and physically, it helps you take on the world and all the challenges that get thrown at you. And so for the people who have a hard time, because we'll hear it all the time, I don't have time to go to the gym. I can't, it stinks and I got 2 kids and I'm trying to work overtime just to pay, rent or mortgage and all types of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that I get that. And so thank God for entertainment, because I know that with movies and television shows, we do provide a service as far as entertainment where people can get away from the real world for an hour or two to tune into us as actors. So I'm super thankful to all the fans and all the people who are able to do that. But then you also have to think, if we're able to do that and you can find the time to take an hour to just check in with yourself, whether you want to, I'm going to take a bath, or I'm going to make myself a special meal, or I'm just going to take a walk, or I'm going to just not do nothing, not be on the phone, not watch TV, find someone to maybe help watch my child for an hour to just to tap back in, because if you're no good, you're no good to anyone else. So I do yoga, I play basketball, as you can see. That's how I got hurt. I do stay on my craft as far as boxing. You know, training and working out at it's called Churchill Boxing now. It was Wildcard West in California, especially when I did Ray Donovan. But like, I've been fighting, I fought my whole life. So 23-0 as an amateur fighter, like I never forget that. The muscle memory comes back. But the workout that it gives you, where it's you in the bag, or you in the mitts, you in the jump rope, you and yourself in the mirror, you know, you're focusing on yourself. So for me, I make it a point to make sure I'm eating a good diet, because nutrition is it's a huge part of the mental and your body and feeling good. Like I juice every day, and you know, working out, that physical part, and you try to learn that routine. And also, if you can get up an extra hour earlier to kind of tap in to something, whether a stretch, a hike, a little 20-minute workout, try to do that. Try to power through, because I know sometimes being motivated is tough. It's like, I just can't. I want this extra hour of sleep as opposed to getting up. But the nutrition, what I found out is it helps everything, you know, from mental to health to energy and all types of things. So definitely be careful on what you put in your body.
I love that. You guys hear it all the time from me, and y'all don't pay attention. But now Pooch said it. Everybody gonna be getting up an extra hour. They gonna be moving around. Good, Pooch. Thank you for telling us, because it is important. Like you said, whatever we put in our body is a vessel. Whatever we put in is what we put out. And and that's just not about what we eat or drink. It's also what we listen to as music, what we watch on TV. If we're putting in negativity, we will bring out negativity. So make sure you get some good in you. Check out the movie Nashville Legacy, and make sure you guys support them. Again, you can watch it on HallmarkMoviesAndMysteries.com. Find out when it's going to be on there. How can they follow you and stay in touch with you, Pooch?
Oh, thank you. You can follow me on Instagram at I am Pooch Hall. Twitter, it's I am_Pooch Hall, and official Pooch Hall on Facebook. You know, check in with me, see what's going on. It's life is what you make it. You know what I mean? And I got to shout out Hallmark and the Mahogany brand one more time, because we are giving a film that everyone can watch. It's for the family. It's Hallmark, so there's not going to be any cursing or any types of explosions and craziness going on. You can actually settle in, take a deep breath, and smile. You know what I mean? Because I feel we're not smiling enough out there in the world, and this right here actually helps us do it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking time out and speaking to everybody and giving us words of wisdom, because what you literally just said was that it's a film that we can all sit down to watch. Family, the full family, no age,
Facts.
like the full family can sit down and enjoy a good show and have a good smile and good feelings. And we thank you for that, Pooch.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for having me. And Taylor and Vanessa, I can't see y'all, but I'm sure y'all good back there.
Hey, guys.
We're great.
Right
Good
on.
seeing you, Pooch.
Likewise. Well, good hearing you.
I'm doing good. I'm great. Hi, I'll show
That's
you.
what's up.
I'm looking like a mess today.
I would say I look a mess. That's why my camera's off.
You good. Hey, listen, this is family, so we ain't even tripping. Look,
Thank
I'm
you.
coming on here with a black eye.
He come on with a black
You
eye.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I love that. Listen, this is how it works. You guys are just really made my day. And until next week, live fit. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Misfit One Lifestyles. Listen, when you are fed up and sick and tired of living this stifled, overwhelmed, and overstressed life, and you're ready to live the fullest, richest, and healthiest life by gaining more confidence, more energy, and more clarity, living in your best self, you know what to do, right? Go ahead, go to my website, misfit1.com. Sign up for our online courses, Creating Healthy Habit, so that you too can live fit, focus, move with intention, and transform your life.